Abduction, Chapter 9, Part 2. If Echo had not been with me, I would have rolled my eyes at the melodramatic Ivanovna. I saw the reporter's eyes drift for a moment and followed to see what caught her attention. At the end of her gaze was a pair of gopniks. Two Adidas-wearing 20-something-year-old men milled about, looked our way, and turned around, and started to lead down the hillside toward the street below. If we work together, maybe we can solve the disappearances and know more about why the UFOs are here in the Lutsk area, said Echo. I like this idea, grinned Ivanovna. After you have seen the people I told you about, you should come see me again. I noticed that Ivanovna looked and spoke to Echo and not both of us. I don't know if she just liked how I stood by and said nothing and thought talking with Echo was best, but I felt ignored. We were going to come to you anyway, as we agreed to an interview, I said. Yes, of course, muttered Ivanovna. We will talk and do the interview at the same time. Okay, I have to go. Come see me after you talk with those people. Ivanovna walked away without as much as a goodbye. I have made excuses for the woman's behavior, but she still seemed a bit odd. I would have to say it was because she spent her time chasing after UFOs and bragging about them. Anyone who did look for aliens would have to be a bit different than the average sane person. Echo was on her way to becoming an Ivanovna if she didn't have a change of thought and ideas about UFOs. I caught sight of the tracksuits-wearing men as Ivanovna disappeared down the street. The Gopniks followed her and disappeared as well. Seeing the pair gave me an uneasy feeling, and I hoped Ivanovna would be fine. I shouldn't put stereotypes on anyone, but some people do behave the way they dress to a certain extent. Besides, wearing Adidas tracksuits on a winter day seemed weird to me. That was oddly quick, said Echo. I thought Ivanovna would want to talk more. It didn't seem right. I agree, I muttered. It was odd. Ivanovna must have had somewhere else to go and is in a hurry. A scream pierced the cold air, sending a shiver through me. Echo and I both turned in the direction of where Ivanovna had gone. Without hesitation, I broke into a trot to the other side of the castle. On the icy walkway, I felt my feet lose their grip. I managed to hold on and continue where I thought the sound had come. When I reached the corner, I looked back to see where Echo was behind me. She was there, but moving at a slower pace because of the ice. I turned my attention to the walkway in front of me. There was no one around. My expectation was there would be other people around. I even expected to see Ivanovna, somewhere in my view. She was gone too. I looked around and saw a car coming up the road, but none of the others were moving. I heard footsteps behind me in the distance. I knew one would be Echo, but there were more than one set of steps coming toward my position. Good, more people to help if there were somewhere to help. The gathering crowd behind me was proof that Echo and I did hear someone scream. The question to be answered was, where was the person that needed help? I walked with purpose and examined for a trace that something had happened. Do you see anything? Asked Echo. I peeked over my shoulder, and the crowd behind us began to disappear since there was nothing to see. I haven't found anything. It's like whoever needed help has disappeared into thin air. It doesn't make any sense. We both heard a woman scream, but where is she? Echo pressed her shoulder up against me. This wasn't an alien abduction, that's for sure. I chuckled and looked at Echo. She smiled back at me. It was the first real laugh we shared with just the two of us in quite some time. Maybe after our talk last night we cleared the air between us, and we would get back to being who we were to each other. Where is Ivanovna? Asked Echo as she looked past me. I didn't see her either. I can only guess is that she slipped, screamed, and got into a car, I replied. It was a rational thought. I was amazed that I didn't slip on the walkway as I ran toward the scream. There, I said as I pointed. The snow was disturbed and thrown across the sidewalk. Echo and I walked arm in arm at a pace that would make a snail happy. Neither of us wanted to draw more attention to us. I had achieved that when I ran from the castle to the spot on the sidewalk. I stopped at the point where the snow scattered on the walkway. The trampled snow at the point on the road did not indicate what happened, and there were no empty spaces for the car to be parked. Whatever had happened would remain a mystery, having no obvious answer to who screamed and what had happened to them. Any ideas? I asked, throwing my hands up into the air. None, replied Echo. Echo and I walked out onto the road and looked down the street in both directions. I saw nothing that would give any clues to help solve the mystery. I hoped that a kidnapping did not occur under our noses. I'd feel terrible if one had occurred and I couldn't stop it from happening. I could only hope the woman that screamed was Ivanovna slipping and falling onto the sidewalk. My gut feeling was silent, and I was grateful for it.